Welcome to my channel where we discuss everything and all things politics, especially about the 2023 presidential election. And as I keep saying, the presidential election is the most important of all the elections because of the enormous powers that is available for the president to do good for the country. Now, there's a story that was on the cover of this day recently, where the presidential candidate of the NNPP, Rabiu Kwankwaso, former governor of Kano State, said that he will never step down for the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. There was this insinuation going on, but in fact, it's factual that Rabiu Kwankwaso is under enormous pressure to step down for Atiku Abubakar so that a northern politician will succeed President Muhammad Buhari in 2023. And Rabiu Kwankwaso is not buying into that kind of arrangement, at least publicly. In fact, publicly, he has taken every opportunity to say that he will not step down. His latest outburst on that was when he had interaction with the Nigerian Guild of Editors, and he made it clear that he will not step down for Atiku Abubakar. But earlier on, there was a gathering of presidential candidates under the auspices of coalition of northern groups that invited other presidential candidates to come and tell them what they can do for the North if they are to emerge president. When it was the turn of Kwankwaso to appear in that meeting, or for that interface with the northern groups, which include all the northern youth groups, Arewa Consultative Forum, Northern Elders Forum, and what have you, Kwankwaso said that he was not going to attend, and he didn't attend. He did not attend. And his reason for not attending was because he said that there was already a predetermined arrangement by those who organized that get together in Kaduna to anoint Atiku Abubakar as their preferred presidential candidate. I think Kwankwaso's comment literally forced that group not to come up with any endorsement because his exposure, I think, even rattled those northern groups. They tried as much as they could to deny it, but Kwankwaso stood his ground that they have already concluded who is their preferred presidential candidate, so he would not come there to waste his time. Of course, that made them not to endorse anybody. But it had been said, it's suspected, rightly too, that Atiku was their preferred candidate, was the person they prearranged to be the anointed candidate. Okay? But they have not yet made it public now, perhaps because of the attitude and the resistance that Rabiu Kwankwaso exhibited. That being said, now I want to show that even if Rabiu Kwankwaso steps down for Atiku Abubakar will not win the 2023 presidential election. Now, before I go further on this, if you are new to my channel and you have not yet subscribed to my channel, subscribe to my channel. Hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. If you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, Anytime I have a new video, you'll be among the first to know. God bless you. Why did I say that even if Kwankwaso steps down for Atiku Abubakar will not win the 2023 presidential election? Atiku Abubakar's presidency has entered the cul-de-sac. It cannot go any further than this, and it's going nowhere. No help can resuscitate his bid for presidency. I have said it before that 5 governors of PDP have left Atiku Abubakar. The last time 5 governors left a sitting PDP president, Goodluck Jonathan, he lost the election. What more of it at a time when PDP is in the opposition, losing 5 governors? Atiku is going nowhere. Besides, as I said, even if Kwankwaso steps down, where will Atiku get the votes to become president? Let us assume, without conceding, that Northeast and Northwest, because that is the only place that Kwankwaso has influence. Let us assume that Northwest and Northeast is given to Atiku Abubakar. Let us assume, without conceding. How will he emerge president? Remember, President Muhammad Buhari has been winning Northeast and Northwest since 2003 as presidential candidate, but he never became president until 2015, when there was an alliance with a zone in the south. It made it possible. And then for the first time, North Central Nigeria, Plateau, Benue, Kogi voted for Buhari. They never voted for him all these years. He emerged president. Now, look at the political equation now. Obi has locked down South, South, and Southeast. Obi, the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, he has locked down South, South, and Southeast. Right now, Obi is locking down North Central, with the exception of a few states like Niger and Kwara you can take out. The others locked down for peterobi. Now, Atiku Abubakar, even if he is to have Northeast and Northwest under his belts or under his wings, whichever way, there is no way he can become president because he can't even do well in Southwest. Southwest is a competition between APC and the Labour Party. It's exactly a contest between peterobi and Tinubu. And peterobi is going to do exceedingly well in Southwest, better than Atiku Abubakar. Even in the Northeast that Atiku comes from, he will find it difficult to make any headway with the vice presidential candidate of APC coming from Borno State. And Atiku not being in good terms with the governor of Bauchi State, Bala Mohammed. So what is the pathway for Atiku to become president? For him to become president, he must win 2/3 of all the states of the country and have the majority votes. Where is he going to get it from? Atiku is just running from pillar to post. You know, when Atiku usurped a position that was supposed to go to southern Nigeria and destroyed the zoning arrangement of the PDP, he thought he's going to have a walkover. But he didn't know that a lot of people are angry because of what he did. Because of Atiku Abubakar's ambition, PDP jettisoned his zoning arrangement, which is supposed to zone the presidency to the south, and specifically to the southeast. He was the person, the architect of this organization of PDP that they are suffering now. Because he was saying that what is important is not zoning, that APC is in power already, that you cannot do zoning. What they need is a candidate who can win the election. Therefore, in other words, if you zone it to the southeast doesn't have a material or candidate that can win the election and grab power from APC. So Atiku Abubakar imposed himself as the candidate who will get the job done. Now he has the ticket, and there is no pathway for him to become president. And people are just watching him. So, in other words, if you do political mathematics of Atiku Abubakar, look at his last performance in 2019. Atiku Abubakar is from the northeast, sorry. He won only 2 states out of the 6 states in the northeast in 2019. Even the 2 states that he won, Taraba and Adamawa, he won them with less than 30,000 votes. In his state, Adamawa, the gap between him and President Muhammadu Buhari was just barely 20-something thousand votes. That's what he used in defeating Buhari in Adamawa, his home state. But go and check that result of 2019. You see that the gap that PDP used in defeating Buhari in Anambra State because of peterobi, who was vice presidential candidate in that election, with over PDP won in Anambra with over 400,000 votes. But Atiku Abubakar in his home state of Adamawa, he was winning with 20-something thousand votes. He barely survived in his state. The same thing happened in Taraba State with 20-something thousand votes. If you are in doubt, go and check the 2019 presidential election result. He lost woefully. He didn't win a single state in Northwest. So he didn't even have the kind of support that people can build on to help him win, even in his own zone. That is why Kwankwaso is very confident of being in the race. Kwankwaso even believed that on a free and fair election in the north, he will beat Atiku Abubakar. So it's a no-brainer. Even if Kwankwaso steps down for Atiku Abubakar will not win the 2023 presidential election. And as this election is going on, people will discover that there is a power restructuring going on in Nigeria. Or you can call it, for lack of appropriate word, you can call it a paradigm shift going on. And Atiku Abubakar is out of it. So it is out of question. Even those who are ganging up against Kwankwaso, even if they succeed, and Kwankwaso steps down for Atiku Abubakar has no pathway to become president in 2023. He will not be able to meet the constitutional requirement. Atiku Abubakar will get virtually nothing in terms of winning in any state in the south, or southeast. And he's not going to win any state in the southwest. So where is the pathway for Atiku Abubakar? And then a lot of people are also feeling that it is insensitive that Buhari, a Fulani man, after 8 years, will be succeeded by another Fulani man for another 8 years in a country of diverse ethnicity and religion, where we have almost over 400 languages and diverse religion, especially the two of the biggest religions in the world. How is that possible? People think that these things are not sensitive enough to people are not sensitive about all these things. People are sensitive about it. It's just like Aswadi Bola Ahmed Tinubu's Muslim ticket, which did not take into cognizance the religious diversity of Nigeria and the sensitivity of religion in Nigeria's superstructure. So there are many reasons, and I have given some of them, why Atiku will not be president, even if Kwankwaso steps down for him. And I have given it out, and I have also challenged anybody to go and look at the 2019 presidential election result and see the performance of Atiku Abubakar in the North. And I also said, even if the North conspire and say all Northerners should vote for Atiku Abubakar, it will not help Atiku Abubakar. It will just be like a rehearse of the Buhari era between 2003 and 2011, when the North was voting for Buhari, but that was where it ended because he didn't have the reach, the constitutional spread to become president of Nigeria. Of course, we know that Buhari is also a very stubborn person in terms of his own confidence in himself. You can see that even when he doesn't have the spread, he was only winning in the Northeast and Northwest. He still went to court to challenge the election that he was rigged out. In 2003, Buhari went to the Supreme Court. He took Obasanjo to the Supreme Court that the election was rigged. In 2007, when Yaradua won under PDP, Buhari still, even though he has no spread in his party, the CPC, to be able to have won that election. I don't know whether it's CPC or whatever party he was that I couldn't recall now, but he went to Supreme Court. This was a man at that time in 2007, he didn't even campaign all over the country, but he still believed he won the election, it was rigged. He went to the Supreme Court. All the way from the tribunal to the Supreme Court. He did something in 2011, went to the Supreme Court. And this is for a man who has no so-called structure in either South-South or Southeast or Southwest. But he believed that he won the election by just winning popular votes in the Northeast and Northwest. So if he cannot make it with the amount of love he has that the people of the North have for Buhari, how can Atiku, who is despised, who they despise, many of them didn't even like him. If you look at his records, in the past elections, especially in 2019, you will see that there's no way he's going to win the presidency, even if Kwankwaso stepped down for him. In the past, it would have been easier for him. If things were normal, it would have been easier for him. He would have had South and Southeast in his pocket, like in 2019. Then, since Buhari is not in the race, he will compete effectively in the North, try and even if he is able to win 2 states in the Northeast, and then he will get votes in the North Central. Because even in the North Central, He has boxed himself in a corner with his altercation with the governor of Benue State over open grazing and all. So that's it about it. I did this video just to show that whichever direction you look at it, there is no pathway for Atiku Abubakar to become the next president of Nigeria in 2023, even if Kwankwaso of the NNPP steps down for him. Thank you for watching this video. And if you are new to my channel and you have not yet subscribed to my channel, subscribe to my channel. Hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, anytime I have a new video, you'll be among the first to know. God bless you.